Nsia me ma hwefo nyina che ema makwa abadi ba XTV anopa no nsia kase so ene ye omobosom ne deto so enan afempimien ne aduonumienu no emo ensem akoso na ohwe wie yewo ne ho ya bobo ne nyina naso no se kroje a ye de ebro se anopa no nsia kase ewo XTV eso ensem ne de edoso papa pa yie ne dima koten bia wo bete ene se nanu fia da ye bo amane se gana mampani na nadodan kwakufu ado ahye oswafo wono ne hwe sika sam so se wonko na woni International Monetary Fund for enkodi nkita ho se na be ya ye betimi agibisia wo ho na yetimi di ahye Ghana ye sika semo okope wo mahye bedwefi a wo mo ebobo sa semi ho wono mo foaso wono mo mfoaso ni nyina ewo kasebo mu a mede ebre wo sanso enna oswafo wono ena hwe aduane ne ekwayo ho nsam so onyam ni owusu efiri yakoto wono so di atodwa ese IMF na ye kono Ghana fo wo mo beda aban na simre bi ebeba na de mo huhu faso na so mre bi wo honuma edura mo beda aban no asipan sanso ena onyam ni John Abujinapo wono so di atodwa se eye aban no wo hye PURC kenten se na be ya wombeto eye electricity na fence no eye water nsuo no ye betum ni nyina ewa kasebo mu am ye di ebro kopiem wa hafomante mu so ababeto dwa se esukufo a womo airport mu ho no akwa enim papa wo ho no ma enye asem ketewa ni nyina ewa kasebo mu am mede ebro nsem bi kan we hu kakra bi no mapone ho ede ama wono kame ho fiti semri akopem se minute adwunu no bebo apa no nsia ho kaseboi da wo peti ne no nkwa e na mede ebro Obaapa Mavis Akosua Atteh eni medi afegibre na mefa kaseboi de wo mankasa enfamo Edanu fiada ye bo wamane se Ghana mampeni Ghana pesie na adodan kwakufu ado adosho bo abone homodin papa ahye eye as oswafo no ene hwe sika semso eye opene eken ofori ata se wonhwe na woni International Monetary Fund for womo ekoni womo ending kita ho se na be ya onbetimi apaye bisue bi na etimi eda hye sika semo ne nyina ene se wo kyeremu a COVID-19 kodie wo yade ebaye no ababe se sika sem papa anchekra ena Ukraine Russia kwenso wamode ehhehye so hwe Ghana yesikei se na yesidi no tia na ete ba fom se na manfo Ghana fo kasa na ho akwakohia se yebepemmoa edi efri baabi wampani kra de tudwa ese wadi kan ene maame a wono ene managing director woda International Monetary Fund no wone no edin kan etwetwe ho commodity dance okwa eno ane se yesinsan krata na yetimidi sika no emma ye na sasen beto dwa no eda no fia da wo mo ekopiemu e wo mahye ekwa asetina na se sasemi hu eno mkwa bobo na enomo ena Alexander afenyomankin a wono ena ye edom dodo no banu denya bediechi wono ekasa ya mo mahye bedwefi a wo cheche mu se nhyehyeye ena offense na namo a aban etu ya na mo papa intene wo se yetimi ebo aban no abaso.
They were trying to create by this candid decision by government through a statement issued by the Minister of Information. It's as though they know nothing about IMF. You have been to the IMF, Mr. Speaker. You were not confronted by an international crisis. You went to IMF because of mismanagement. Why are you now telling us that we are going to IMF? When you ruled, Mr. Speaker, grant me the space. Mr. Speaker, when they were in government, there was no international crisis. You went to IMF. They were trying to create by this candid decision by
no Alexander afenyomanke wono eno wakasa no na eno echi wono omuwo edom kuma no ebre no nso womo so ekasa ye opene ba kwa ne din di Yusuf Suleiman na woye MP ewo Balibam boy abato mpeso sanson Patrick Buama MP ewo Okankwe Central na afenso no eye Dr. Kezato Forsen sanipa makoma miensen ebomu a womo so etimi eche omadwe edifa IMF Ghana mampeni se ye nkobiu.
Just last month the Minister of Finance organized an encounter with the media, and you heard him right. He said, whatever it is, the last thing they will do is to go to IMF. So I was surprised when I saw the government is now running. They're not even walking to IMF. They are running speed to go to IMF. Just a couple of hours ago, Muhammad the Messiah told them that, look, go to IMF. And I'm happy that they have listened to him. One thing left is that they should fire the Minister of Finance, because Mama added it to the recommendation that he made to government. And if they don't fire him, we are not going anywhere. He will mess up whatever bailout that we are going to get from IMF.
No government will say that I want to impoverish the lot or make people life uncomfortable for their citizens. No government worth its salt will do that. But certain circumstances beyond your control will lead to some hardships which we all admit to. So,
the MPP government has taken a bold decision to engage the IMF in a way that Ghana can get a program. Obviously, to implement that will in a long way bring about the economic stability that we all want. I've always said that Ghana first. I'm first a Ghanaian and second a politician. But I want to reiterate the fact that this administration has unfortunately delayed too long. It has taken them too long to take a very simple decision and to work very hard to get a program. What they've done today is something that anybody at all can do by engaging the IMF. What is critical is you get.
No, dear copy mo our mashibidwe fi ye mashibidwafo bi nso etimi a kire o madwen e de afa ho no. Na so afọ wo no nso e na hwe aduane ne ekwe ho nsem so. E nuonyam ne owusu efri ye akoto oye doctor. Wo de aba beto dwa ese IMF na Ghana mampeni na nadodan kwakofo do ne NPP aban ahwe hu ne sei. Ghana se yesi kasem no ekọ no enye nti na wo sei yentumi nkọji mwa mfemfiri wo mo ho no. Wo sei ye na mo papa e na ban no etu no sei de Ghana fo mo hunhun fa so eyade a mo betwa abo aban na nkasa nanso emre bi ba mo beboa omampani abaso abo NPP abaso say oma yade pa se yade yem esanso eko IMF biom
2 years. One is the global COVID. It's never happened since 1919. There had never been a global outbreak of a disease of that nature. So we suffered that. And now resilience of the policies, no. It was minimized. Like in the case of agriculture, we never had this situation where we went hungry. Shortage of food, no, in this country. And we are still surviving. And of course, we've had this European war. Since 1939, there's never been an outbreak of fighting in Europe. And it's also happening now. At disrupted everything. So the situation is, you cannot compare the situation between the last time we went to the IMF and what we are doing now. And also Ghana folk who say we are yet to sit down with them to negotiate the terms of it. No. And until one more time, the terms they will see say we
Nti na wasofo no na ehwe aduane ne ekwe ho nsem so Dr. Owusu Afriye Akoto wono nso akye na dwen e de afa IMF na ye kono ehu na mashebedwani a wono nso gire modima adehye omwo yape kusagu abatom pesoso ewo Savannah Mantemo eyo Penny John Abugina po wono nso e de atodwa se ye nyina yenim enche kra ye na eye wona womo enyinama hoden womo ema enyinama hoden na offense no womo ma yensu no mu de aba betodwa se womu nyema womu didi dwuma no se na nyema timi akoso ewo mamu ni wiase nyina nti ehu akwa se womo nso ye pejemu kakra edima Ghana adehye na eno no nkombotwetwe egusora ekoso a womu kra de aba betodwa se womu hwe se busuma ye womu ketansa busum beku ewie pepepe na ye se nketa hodi ahodo a ewo so womu ni mpanifo ahodo ni Ghana fo nyina ekono womu etimi ewie bibiara na etumo no nso etimi aba ede amayem na eno mo enna onyonyam ni John Abugina po echemu se sa intumu yi a wona omoma ye enyima hoden e na afenso no insofo isi womode eba no aban no ni nyama wanye ni ye eno e na efo so eye PURC second chain womo edi intumu edi ebre no wochum say aban ni hye ni nyama bi a ekoso no aban na nkasa e na ehye womo say womo fa intumu no enfamra wochum say se na oman no mu ayedin bibia boa ayedin ye sanso ba beto enyima hoden ni insuomu Ghana ehi papa na ye de ni ekire biom.
We have also become aware that the economic management team under Dr. Baumia is cajoling and coercing, and in some instances compelling the PURC to increase electricity tariffs at astronomical levels. You would recall that as we speak, fuel prices have been increased by more than 100% in less than 6 months. This is unprecedented. Inflation is gone through the roof, over 30%, with food inflation leading the chart. The Ghanaian currency, the currency which is the cedi, is at a free fall. Today, the cedi sells at 8.2 cedi to the dollar. Indeed, the cedi is falling like a coconut tree high up there. Ghanaians are going through excruciating poverty. Ghanaians are going through untold hardship. Indeed, today, if you talk to the ordinary Ghanaian, how to make 3 square meals is a major challenge. There are reports of food shortages in our various markets. There are reports of fuel rationing at the various pumps. And so this is not the time to exacerbate and increase the burden of the ordinary Ghanaian with such electricity hikes and tariffs. We call on civil society, the TUC, well-meaning Ghanaians, and all of us to send a clear signal to the government of Ghana that we've had enough of this abysmal performance, enough of the suffering, enough of the incompetence. In a situation like this, one would have expected the government will stand up to the plate, think outside the box, own up, accept responsibility, and do the needful. Unfortunately, about 2 months ago, the head of the economic management team, Dr. Bawumia, held a press conference, and instead of accepting responsibility and proffering solutions to the problems, he rather chose to blame the NDC administration for our current woes. He stated, falsely though, that the MPP administration has made some excess capacity payments worth 7 billion cedis. We have since discounted that claim, stated it as complete falsehood, and challenged the office of the Vice President to provide evidence. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, you are living witnesses. The office of the Vice President promised us that they would make available details of those so-called excess capacity payments to you. The question I want to pose is that 2 months since the Vice President's office made that promise, where is that evidence? Let me put it on record that having engaged the energy sector players and the Ministry of Finance, we can come to a firm conclusion that the statement by the Vice President that 17 billion was paid in excess capacity is completely false and cannot stand the test of time. We would continue to pursue the Vice President and insist that he provides that evidence. The office of the Vice President is a very high office, and so wouldn't allow him to peddle such blatant falsehood.
Now, Mashebe Jenia, which Mudima Dishio, Yape, Kasugo, about 1 person, Savannah Mantemo, Nunyam, John Abujinapo, and our friends and true for Shima, what didn't say me, it's me at 2 yen, Nimonona Yang. Twaka sena senko piemo e wasante mantemo woni me se COVID-19 yaje ebaye Ghana ban wa ye ne hu bibibira so obehwe ne Ghana yetimi atwe ye hu krokra edi free yade no nti wo mabom hu mode akwakope vaccine ye betimi awowo netimi aboa ye ne kuntia eye yade no nanso ko piemo asante mantemo a eye asante mantemo apomudin kwankyerefo wo honom eye onunyam ni ana doctor Emmanuel Tinkran wode atodwa asante mantemo bepem ne adihye wo hono no wo mu hyeda nti ase ne nti e wo so mo wo panie no ye nyina ye nim se ye di panie ba ya manfo kansem bebre e di fa ho se ye wo wa wontimi nante bi oni ho nsem bebre e bi kura po se e ye 6 ne no e na doctor Emmanuel Tinkran echum se o ma bom ho madin wo mo ye ne obetimi bia so mo di kyerkyere e be ma wo mo no matim wo mo ho asese ade na na mo na aban no etu no wo to abom ho ban na se na manfo bi ekika se eno e ka vaccine ho enye sakra e nete na so bepem ne enya dia womo etias wosi dudu na na womo pese ombe wo sa panie no.
The cases are going up, but not as in other regions, because if you look at our figures, as at now we have 94 active cases. Last week it was 74. So the trend is that there was an upward trend. But the good thing is that most of the cases are asymptomatic or mild. As at now, we don't have any critical case. Most of our treatment centers are empty. And the challenge is that there was vaccine hesitancy, and the protocols are not being adhered to. Also, urge Ghana Education Service to ensure that at least when we go to the schools, there's no hindrance at all. We have to thank our partners, Because now, from what you've seen, the Canadian government has contributed a lot. In fact, last year, they came and pledged $10 million to support the whole program.
Now, penny quantra for Edima Santimantemo, Apomodi Juma Yakuno, Dr. Emmanuel Tinkran, and our Casano, no Casavi Pepe, or no, Penia, or no, so your medical superintendent, was Santraso Government Hospital, Dr. Thomas Ejacon, or no, so Edinidia, a place to say.
Right at the gate, we have the point here. So as soon as you enter, you need not ask where we vaccinate. You have the opportunity to go. Again, we visited the communities. At a point in time, we ordered them to go from house to house, in the market, from store to store, again in churches. As soon as they close, we are there. Sometimes at funerals, we also go to make sure that we get as many people as possible. Right at the gate, we have the point here. So as soon as you enter, you need not ask where we vaccinate. You have the opportunity to go. Again, we visited the communities. At a point in time, we ordered them to go from house to house, in the market, from store to store, again in churches. As soon as they close, we are there. Sometimes at funerals, we also go to make sure that we get as many people as possible. Right at the gate, we have
Thomas Ejacon, Wononson, and our Casano, a medical superintendent, was Suntreso, a bank Irish Sabia, was Antimantemo. Now, Yanto Cassianus and Yanko Pimo, a Hafumantemo, now Fumantemo, a year's education officer, Wohonum, Mammy Victoria Amwa, Wononson, Eddie Futu, Ediama, a year to cook for Wohonum, which was and saying, what did any to work on a pa essay. In my banner, Wohonum, eh, Sepanian woman was a pills being Omu no Colano. One po who papa we who akwalane or class 1 or 2 to be class 5 class 6 no ayeko kwoti se obroni wo chem se oni madikodia e koso na nso woni pasa manfo bi e na hye san kwale kutupa wo mo e slasrem ko a e popopom ho eskase e to sansem so e diamo
Stephen North ngumesia kwantwefo aseye wo honom no opanyimpa wono enoda girls education ano ewo ho eni Victoria Amoa wode wona probo akọ schools ahodo mu ewo Stephen North wono ma wakotu emaiwa efo efa won honam a wopo ho we nada ne senansen wode woni toto form eye nhwehwemu ewo honom no wo hu se emaiwa bebra wopo ewo Stephen North honom no ekosro
ntimwe a yesra ye schools basic and secondary school. You who sa adie no ho a ye authorities no adwun esiso. Na nko ye go to the extent say ye be frɛ awofo omuma ewo sa tibia no mu na ye tu omufo. But ye who say most of the time no enye awofo ni bi infomso. Eye nkwala no na esuatere peer influence. Omo efa sa etibia na etu omo so but ye ma omo hu se enye
Selasi Amengo enoye assistant head ewo academical wo Ola Girls SHS wadi tuja say
ye mafra no se oma shada o se nimsu na omo nimo obia peso ye kokko ti ye twe o madwena siso se kala nyankopon ede ebo omo bia no efe entino omo maintain ne sa demom skin bleaching no e won sunsan so bebre say yantwe o madwena siso a daach no emfa asem papa ma eno ntina enei eyi nesi wo say ye beka sa bi wo wasa
ye ne schoolfo bi so wo Ola Girls SHS etwetwe nkomo
enye nkunku na ebema ye lighter skin enye nkunku na ebema ye color na toso nemom ye ni nnuaba bebre nnuaba bitise pawpaw papaya ene pear ne mango na ebema ye skin ay kama
mama ye hunu se wo bleach a etimi ma wonya high blood pressure utimi wu na emom po se wonya ekuro bi na ewo se a doctor for pamma wa na mo se wa sei wona ma yakopon de ma woni ti no yentimi mpam eno saa no e ma wu
Regional school for na mu nyina akache school for penny for school authorities say mo se obi bleach mo school ma pity mo first and ketwe mu edbesi senior high schools universities mo so bi bleach ya o man pa kwani nkofi na ko tesa ne kala ne mra se do si ban
so e wa hafo mantem we school for wo honom no so hu omunim o ma hyeda pa na o mo popo mo penifo ne se wo mo ye de o betimi bia so besi wo mo ho kwan na ye nto akase no so ye ne ye bepiem wo nkrampo ne mantem ya na aba baby a wono so e ka na kosem e de chen sentrefo a wo chemu se wono ahyawe dwuma wo hya ase enye ne nanso so wo se walking kan pa no ono akasa de nadwena nto ho eto ho nom na walking kan pa se ni rain free bia memma woni wo mo ada pa wodi sika wo mo ho no ebru apem baako 1000 ebru apem baako eyara hosem no wo church na kosem de enti a enam so ene de waba be ahyawe ni
Mrs. na mene boy be na tene friend be sma enya kwara baako we yentem e na akra ne free then am so ma den we before pamom say ma akra ne free mu de ye me na me ku akra ne me free on me te ba ne sa no na ma me so ka kire me say e ya ampa say me na me ku akra ne de a mama ni cafe in fact na me ye bia nya me ma me fe me ma me otumi me papa to me on si on hwe no me to me edi pa ye hwe no by ono ma me no o say me na be ku ne na de a enya de obepe ma asem da te ma me so be fa me ho adwen say me dwane efrefre na me dwane bai enti ye ba no sa me bia me de me ho koso ye ahyawo place one enti ya me anim no kure ni ma bo ahyawo ahwe be ma da boy ni mi sha no e friend na ya mi sha no so ye fancy me to say me e no ka che me say akwa euro before e o kanashi nipa no say 4.5 and I'm a boss. I will tear for the car. Me read and sounds so quiet. Me high down or circle. I say a month 2.5 and I'm a tear car. Me tata, me tom pabwa. If you any baby, me come a boy. By any nature, not so boy in the way we will. Baby, on a girl now too. Me back a car as a circle. I say, and member me know what that job moves can almost there 1,000. No cranny am ye 1,000 because Obia Obeba Bia 15 cities meje 25 cities meje 50 cities meje 100 cities meje do 2.5 1.5 4.5 me pa had mu say ya ge on de bi ko rasha oni pa be di ka sha ne papa skeni bi okita private car white and order me call labadi that time me nim labadi and order me call on me call ya na me ba no me call adecha me ba o ma me 4.5 and auto phone ba auto phone and no sound so tall and when em pabwa ne back e ma me o ye na just am ko be rent da ya ma me by man ye na me ye de me buy if you papa me share ne
ntina abofrakitu a wono de siwa game enu adwuma no wo ye no ena wetimi aka na kosem e de a trend centre for kwan na muso a ne de wa ba be ya hyawo nya memma mako apemba ko ne ekire kyese de otimi kan no na de wentimi ankai wo mompo de yese ye nheda ennim eno ene arehosem a wotimi e de atodwa ntino ye gina sansem so na ye fa na no pe ka se wo de mo ene dwade ye kasa wo edi kan no ye mfe ni nyina mfensi ameda wasese wonya bre ne adaje na wo hwe XTV ya no pa no nsia kase ohumi live e wo Facebook e ye XTVGH ye bia ni abonsem nyina bede e wo YouTube TikTok Twitter and friends no Instagram e ye XTV Ghana STV Ghana TikTok e ye XTV 391 ubenye bia hwe wo hwe no pacho na wo like na wo comment na wo share ma fofronso ensa etimi asobe eso na no pe de ogina camera na chi e ma me e ye DJYX wono ene gina camera na chi e ma me MC a ho de twa me tu mo e ye low abra Bismarck enso enta na chi nipa kontrim se nyina go krata so ma me mambeki kan edima wo e ye Zinab Hassan na ena no pe me fa sedam fama chichi beauty palon chichi beauty palon se bra no wo siesie wo hu ma na wo hu enye fe sa wo ti na wo pesa wo ye makeup na pesa wo ye wo kwa ye engagement wedding na wo po bie siesie wo hu pa de amawa chichi beauty palon se owo ho e de ma frɛ no e wo 0547254078 0547254078 Samsung ayet creation so se bra no pa matade fefefe pa enfan show occasion biara wo ko bia owo ho atade a wo de be ma wo se bra se bia wo baby a wo pese wo sua de pamo so a bra ne nchen na wo be kire ne fefefe mo no so enya ne nsa no nyuma aye frɛ no e wo 0242389851 0242389851 Obaapa Mavis Akosua Atteh enimidi me na medikase ebre wo na me sorry so ma agudie mo nsem de course na wo hwe wie na wo ni ho no ya boaboa ne nyina no menua be ma Michael Foriata Mr. Mwat wodi ebro ntimo afide no enda he ya de wo peti de wo pa hwe no wodi ebro me da se